Hello again, Porsche 911 fans. So this is a 911 GT2 based on the 996 series of Porsches. And this is made by a brand called Kyosho. And if you look here, it's around $4 or 399 yen back when it was originally sold. And if you want to pause the video, here's a look at what else is in this first Porsche collection that they did. And down here we have a date of 2006. So it's a pretty old model. And let's take a closer look. It came screwed to this plastic base, it came inside this blister, and then it came with a little Japanese info card. So this car, the GT2, was available from 2001, I think up till 2006, or maybe 2005, I forget, to be honest with you. And basically they based it off the turbo, but they stripped out the all-wheel drive system, so that made it a lot lighter. And then they also gave it a new nose, some wider fenders, and then a different type of wing. And this thing is making 460-ish horsepower, so it was a pretty fast car. Alright, let's take a look at these photos here. They look similar. Maybe the mirrors could be a little thinner. They seem a little bit tall. Okay, what about the rear view? Something a little weird with the wing section, the engine cover. It seems a little bit too thick, right, and tall as well. So this being the first Porsche collection from Kyosho, I don't think it's one of their best efforts. Just like the first Ferrari collection, the first two Ferrari collections, also there's some wackiness to their models that aren't so good. So look at the side of this thing. The stance is off. I mean, look at the tire gap between that and the fender. There's just too much air going on there, so that's too bad. And it's also being riveted together. It's gonna be hard to modify. But looking at the bottom of this thing, it's got really nice treads and staggered tires, and it does roll. Pretty decent details here. Okay, well, it's nice to see that they added black paint in here. I know some brands would skip that effort. These three vents are painted on, looks good. The door handle looks good. For a white color, it's alright. You can still see the panel gaps. There's some black paint around the windows. A little silver marker here, looks alright. The wheels do look like 996 turbo wheels, but they're kind of flat-sided. There should be, I think, a little more curvature or radius on the edges. But from the straight-on view, they do look pretty close. Alright. So the front end, yeah, on the real car, this is super thin, but this being metal, there's really no way around it. It has to be that thick to be cast metal. This is just smooth. It's probably part of the base. And that goes pretty far in there as well. It's probably part of the base. This is painted black. The badge is a pretty good proportion, not too large. And as much as I don't like the look of the 996 because of these headlights, Kyosho did a good job. I mean, there's like rib detail on the backside, and then behind it, the silver light bucket has details, so it's not bad. Not bad at all. Okay, so we got some raised black wiper blades, so that seems alright. More black molding here. This side, I'm not really seeing any problems. Maybe a little gunk there. I'll have to try to polish that out with a rag or something. Okay, yeah, nothing wrong. The taillights look pretty good. We got the clear and red separation. I don't know if they painted that or what. I kind of feel like they may have painted the clear piece of plastic. But behind it, silver again. GT2 is really nicely crisp, really done. It's not smudged or anything. Really thin lines. Third brake light looks good. These exhaust tips are pretty weak though. They're just plain black and there's no holes or anything like that. The real car has like a chrome exhaust tip, so that's pretty weak. And then this wing, this whole section back here is super thick. This is like Hot Wheels style, so that's not very good. I have a suspicion there's like a plastic pin for the top wing, and it's pinned into this. That's why they made this so wide, to locate the wing. But it just looks really weird. I mean, the real car, those are pretty thin, as well as this section is pretty thin, so there's no reason for them to make this thick. I don't know why they did that. Okay, well, and then the top profile of this wing is actually, it looks pretty good, but there's either some paint rash or contaminants, so that's not the hottest. Alright, so now the interior is just your typical black plastic from Kyosho, so although there's a lot molded in details, you really can't see it without a flashlight, so it's kind of impractical, I think. I mean, how often do you guys pull out a flashlight looking at your models? I only do it for these reviews. I never do it again. So I think, yeah, it's a shame they don't try different lighter colors for some of their interiors. Okay, well, looking over it, a little bit of paint rash, so it's not a perfect model. And some design problems. I mean, in particular, it's the stance. The stance is really bad, and then this rear engine cover is really bad. But still, if you're a 911 fan and you want to get like one of each of their chassis, I'm not sure if anyone else is doing a better 996. If anyone is, please leave a comment. I'd be curious to check it out. But I think it's only Kyosho. So I do have a couple other Kyoshos, which must be from latter collections, maybe like a Porsche Collection 2 or something, because this is a GT2 RS, but it's of the 997 variety, so it has the nice oval headlights. But yeah, it still also has somewhat thick wing struts, but it does have silver exhaust tips, so that's an advancement. And then these wheels just look a lot better as far as their crispness and detailing. Right, so let's just put that up for a spin. Yeah, I think I like the styling of the 997 about 5 times as much as the 996. What do you guys think? Is the 996 a good looking 911? Yee. That's just my opinion though. If you have a 996, I apologize. Okay, so this is a GT3 RS, also from Kyosho, and I think it's also from a latter collection because it's just got better details. In particular on this one, look at the wing struts on this one. That's how wing struts are supposed to look. Pretty thin, right? And again, it's got silver exhaust tips. Also, this one's screwed together, the base, so that definitely means it's a later collection. Okay, well anyways, this is all about this one, so we'll let this thing spin alone for a little bit before it goes into the displays cabinet. Okay, well, if you like 911s, and if you like Kyoshos, I'm not sure if you should get this, but if you like 996s, I think you have to get this. Okay, well, I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for tuning in.